Why does holding on to a grudge feel like carrying this massive weight around? It just drains you. This story is going to unpack exactly why that is and maybe show us a way to finally put that weight down.
And this idea right here, this is the core of what we're about to see. The thing about unforgiveness is that we think it's about punishing the other person. But as this story shows, it's really a prison we end up building for ourselves.
Okay, so to make this whole concept of forgiveness totally clear, Jesus tells a story, and it all starts with a king who decides, you know what? It's time to settle up the books.
So this sounds pretty standard, right? A king is just doing some accounting. But as he's going through the ledgers, he comes across one of his servants, and this guy's debt is, well, it's staggering. It's impossibly huge.
So this servant is brought before the king, and he owes a debt that is just astronomical. I mean, think about it. We're not talking about a lot of money. We're talking more than he could ever hope to earn in 100 lifetimes. It is a totally, completely hopeless situation. So, facing total ruin, the servant does the only thing he really can do. And what happens next is the first major twist in the story. It's all about a totally unexpected moment of mercy. He just collapses at the king's feet, and he begs. But listen to what he asks for. He doesn't even ask for forgiveness. That probably seems way too impossible. He's just pleading for more time, desperately trying to find some way out of this trap he's in. And then the king does something absolutely mind-blowing. He doesn't just give him more time. He cancels the entire debt. Poof, gone. Just wipes the slate clean. It's this incredible act of grace, so much more than the servant even dared to ask for.
Now, you'd think this servant would be just overwhelmed with gratitude, right? You'd think he'd be a changed man after that incredible act of grace. Well, what he does next is what makes this story so powerful and so jarring.
So this servant, he walks away a free man, this massive, life-crushing debt completely erased. And just moments later, he runs into a fellow servant who owes him a little bit of money. And this is his moment of truth. And let's be really clear about the scale here. The debt he was just forgiven was basically a king's ransom, an unpayable fortune. The debt this other guy owes him, it's pocket change. It's a handful of coins. The two amounts aren't even in the same universe. And here's the part that'll give you chills. The second servant falls to his knees and says the exact same words, "Please be patient with me." He's making the very same plea for mercy that the first servant had just used to save his own life. So does he show the same mercy he was just shown? Not even close. He reacts with this shocking cruelty. He grabs the man by the throat, demanding he pay up. All that immense grace he just received is completely forgotten, and he has the man thrown into prison over a few coins. But, an act of hypocrisy this brutal, it doesn't go unseen. The story now heads toward its powerful and kind of inevitable conclusion. You see, other people saw what happened, and they were just deeply disturbed by the sheer injustice of it all. They couldn't let it slide, so they go straight to the king and tell him everything. The king is, as you can imagine, furious. He calls the unforgiving servant back and asks him the question that is the absolute heart of this whole parable. Shouldn't you have had mercy on your fellow servant just as I had on you? Now this part is so critical. The servant isn't punished for his original debt. Remember, that was already forgiven. He is punished for his refusal to forgive, for his failure to let the mercy he received flow through him to someone else. So obviously, this isn't just some ancient story. Jesus told it to give us a really powerful, timeless lesson about how we should treat each other. So let's break down what this actually means for you and me. This is really the central lesson. When we can truly wrap our heads around the scale of the forgiveness we've been shown, it has to change how we treat other people. It's not just some nice idea, it's supposed to be the natural overflow of a grateful heart. So, what does this look like in our actual lives? Well, you could think of it as a path in 3 parts. First, we have to recognize and really feel the incredible mercy we've received. Then, we have to let that understanding soften our hearts and change how we see other people. And finally, we make a conscious choice to release them, to let them go. And in doing that, we actually end up freeing ourselves. And so, the story leaves us with this question to carry with us, a question for you and a question for me. Who are you holding hostage in your heart right now? And more importantly, what would that freedom actually look and feel like if you chose to let it go?
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share.